Hey everybody, and welcome to another deep dive. Today we're going deep on a topic that's always shrouded in mystery.
Ooh, sounds exciting.
You bet. We're diving into the world of the Illuminati. You know, the secret society that everyone says is behind
Oh, yeah.
all the world's biggest events.
Those guys.
Right. But here's the thing.
What's that?
Today, we're separating fact from fiction.
Oh, okay,
We're going beyond those wild theories and looking at what we know about the historical Illuminati.
Interesting.
Using sources like Wikipedia.
Okay.
And a really great article from S.P. Weishaupt.
I love Sp. Weishaupt.
Me too. It's so cool. So, are you ready to uncover the real deal about this super secret organization?
Absolutely. Let's shed some light on these guys. Who were they really? What did they actually do?
Exactly. Let's rewind the clock way back to 1776
Wow.
to Bavaria in Germany.
Okay.
We've got to meet our main character, Adam Weishaupt.
Okay.
Now, he was a law professor.
Oh, so he was an academic?
Yeah, but he was kind of disillusioned with the whole system.
I can see that. In that time period,
Yeah.
you know, the church and the monarchy were really calling all the shots.
Oh, totally. And they had control over
Everything, especially knowledge and free thought. It was dangerous to speak out against the authorities back then.
Right. So what do you do when you've got these big ideas, but you can't exactly share them openly?
Good question.
Well, if you're Adam Weishaupt,
Yeah.
you start a secret society.
Of course. The Illuminati.
Yep. The Order of the Illuminati. Their goal was to create like this elite group of enlightened people.
Very eyes wide shut.
Huh. Kinda right. But this was serious business. He was inspired.
Oh, I know this. By the Freemasons, right?
You got it.
Yeah.
But Weishaupt wanted to take things even further than the Freemasons.
How so?
Well, his Illuminati,
Yeah.
they wanted to completely abolish both religion and government.
Whoa, that's a big goal.
Totally. And replace it all with a system based on reason and equality.
So a world run by, like, philosophers and scientists?
Basically. But first, they needed a good name.
Right. Okay. What was it before Illuminati?
Well, at first, they called themselves the Perfectibilists.
Yeah.
The Perfectibilists, kind of a mouthful,
Yeah,
right?
that's very catchy.
Not at all. So they decided to go with Illuminati.
Ooh, much better. Much more mysterious.
Right. And it means enlightened in Latin.
Nice. So they had the name, they had this radical vision. How'd they actually put it into practice?
Okay, so picture a pyramid.
Okay.
At the bottom, you have the novices. These are the new recruits.
So like the newbies.
Yeah, totally. They had to be super carefully vetted.
Oh, I bet. They didn't want just anyone joining the secret society.
Right, and they were constantly tested to make sure they were loyal and committed.
Makes sense. So what happened after you made it past the newbie phase?
Well, then you moved up to the Minervals.
The Minerovals?
They had more responsibility.
Okay.
They got deeper into, like, the philosophy and the big ideas.
So like an advanced Illuminati course?
Yeah. But there's a twist.
What's that?
They were expected to spy on each other.
Whoop! Seriously?
Seriously. Report back on what everyone was doing, even their private conversations.
Wow. That's intense.
Right. Talk about an invasion of privacy.
It seems kind of counter to the whole Enlightenment thing, right?
I know. But secrecy was everything to these guys.
I guess if you're plotting to overthrow the government,
Uh-huh.
you can't be too careful.
Exactly. And speaking of being careful, what about the oath of secrecy?
Yeah, what was the punishment for spilling the beans?
Death.
Whoa, no pressure.
I know, right? That's how serious they were about keeping everything under wraps.
Wow. So this is a pretty hardcore group. But wait, wasn't there something about women being involved too?
Oh, yeah. There were these rumors
Okay.
about these proposed sisterhoods within the Illuminati.
Interesting.
One for virtuous women, you know, those who followed traditional norms, and another one
Yeah.
for women who, well, kind of rejected those norms.
Ooh, the rebels.
Exactly. And get this, each sisterhood was supposed to be completely unaware that the other one existed.
Wow, a secret within a secret. That's next level stuff. So we've got these secret societies, secret oaths, secret sisterhoods. With all this secrecy going on, how do we even know anything about them? That's the thing about secret societies.
Right.
It's tough to get a clear picture of what was really happening.
It's like trying to solve a puzzle with half the pieces missing.
But we do know they were ambitious.
Oh, yeah.
And they did manage to gain some influence in powerful institutions.
Like where?
Well, for example, they infiltrated the ecclesiastical council in Bavaria.
The Ecclesiastical Council. That's like a big deal in the church.
Huge. They were responsible for church affairs.
So the Illuminati were influencing decisions about religion. That's kind of ironic.
Right, considering they wanted to abolish religion altogether.
It shows how determined they were to challenge the system from within.
Very sneaky.
Totally. But just how big did they get? Was it just a small group of intellectuals? Or do they have a massive following?
Well, it's tough to say for sure.
Really? Why is that?
Because, secret society. But the estimates, they range from a few hundred members to a few thousand.
Wow, that's a pretty big difference. So were they a small elite group or a widespread movement? It seems like there's still some big unanswered questions.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what makes the Illuminati so fascinating.
Right. There's always more to uncover.
Always another layer to peel back.
Exactly. But I think we've laid a good foundation here, right?
Definitely. We've got their origins, the whole structure, the wild dynamic.
All that good stuff. But we're just getting started.
Oh, yeah. This is only part one.
There's so much more to their story.
Like what happens next?
Right. Their legacy, those conspiracy theories, the whole 9 yards.
Well, I can't wait to dive into that. Buckle up, everybody, because in part 2, we're exploring how the fear of the Illuminati spread all over the world.
All right, deep divers, we're back. Last time we were uncovering the secrets of the real Illuminati.
Uh-huh. Those Bavarian brainiacs back in the 1700s.
Exactly. Remember, they wanted to shake things up.
Big time.
Challenge the powers that be.
Yeah, but they went about it in a pretty intense way.
Intense is putting it mildly. I mean, spying on each other.
And don't forget that oath.
Right. Break the oath.
And it's curtains for you.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder what kind of Zoom meetings they would have had.
Oh, man, I don't even want to think about it. But anyway, their time in Bavaria was pretty short-lived.
That's true. The government shut them down.
Banned all secret societies.
And the Illuminati was officially kaput in 1785.
So that's the end of the story, right?
Not even close.
Yeah.
In fact, that's where things get really interesting.
Oh, how so?
Because even though the group was gone, the fear of the Illuminati,
it didn't go anywhere.
Nope. It just kept spreading.
Oh, no.
Fueled by all sorts of folks.
Like who?
Who saw the Illuminati lurking behind every corner.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
So picture this. It's the late 1700s.
Right.
Europe's in chaos. The French Revolution is shaking everything up.
Yeah, things were pretty crazy back then.
People are scared.
And they're looking for someone to blame.
Right. Enter the conspiracy theorists.
Oh, of course.
Ready to point the finger at a familiar enemy.
Don't tell me.
The Illuminati.
The Illuminati. Even though they were already gone.
That's right. These guys were saying the Illuminati never really disbanded.
What?
That they went underground.
And they were pulling the strings the whole time.
Exactly. Secretly orchestrating the French Revolution.
They must have been pretty busy for a group that didn't exist.
I know, right? It sounds crazy.
It does. But people ate it up.
They sure did.
Because these authors, they wrote these books filled with all this scary stuff about the Illuminati.
And their evil plans for world domination.
Classic.
Right. And these books.
They're bestsellers.
Huge. People were already freaked out about all the changes happening.
The revolution, new ideas,
Exactly. And these books.
It gave them someone to blame.
Like a scapegoat.
It's easier to believe in a conspiracy than to face the fact that sometimes things are just messy and complicated.
But this fear.
It wasn't just contained to Europe.
Oh, no.
It hopped right across the Atlantic.
And landed right in the good old US of A.
The land of the free.
Right. This brand new nation that's supposed to be all about, freedom and reason.
But even there, people were still looking for boogeymen.
Yep. The Illuminati became this symbol of everything people were afraid of.
What kind of things?
Foreign interference,
Yeah.
The erosion of traditional values, like some powerful elite was manipulating things behind the scenes.
Classic conspiracy theory stuff.
It's like no matter where you go, no matter what time period.
People always seem to need someone to blame.
I guess so.
No.
So how did this fear actually play out in America?
Well, it wasn't like there were, Illuminati trials.
Well, people were talking about them.
Oh, yeah. Preachers were giving sermons warning about the Illuminati, and newspapers were printing these wild stories.
Ooh, about their sinister plots.
You got it. And you know what's even crazier?
What?
Politicians started using the Illuminati to attack their opponents.
Oh, come on.
It's true. They'd say, my opponent is in league with the Illuminati.
Wow, so even back then,
Mm-hmm.
the Illuminati were a political tool.
It's kind of funny, right?
Kind of sad.
Yeah, this group that was supposed to be about enlightenment and reason
Yeah.
became this symbol of fear and paranoia.
And it wasn't just politicians, right?
Nope. Religious leaders got in on the action too.
They saw the Illuminati's goal of abolishing religion as a huge threat.
Obviously. It would undermine their whole authority.
Totally. They preached against the Illuminati's godless philosophy.
And warned their congregations to be on the lookout for their sneaky influence.
So even in America, the Illuminati became this catch-all villain.
It's amazing how this idea just took hold and wouldn't let go.
But the story doesn't end there, right?
Yeah.
This fear of the Illuminati.
It didn't just fade away.
It kind of went dormant for a while.
Yeah, simmering beneath the surface.
Then bam.
Right.
It pops up again in the 1960s.
Oh, yeah, the 60s, the era of, peace and love and...
Conspiracy.
It was a time of huge cultural upheaval.
Right. Everything was being questioned.
And people were really into, the occult and the unconventional.
So perfect timing for the Illuminati to make a comeback.
Exactly. And this time, they weren't just confined to history books.
They were everywhere.
In music, movies, you name it.
Always portrayed as these shadowy figures.
Controlling everything from the shadows.
But then came the internet.
Ah.
And that's when things really exploded.
Oh, yeah. The internet was like a giant breeding ground for conspiracy theories.
It's so easy to go down those rabbit holes.
Right. You start with one article.
And then, next thing you know...
You're convinced the world is run by lizard people.
Oh, I've been there. But here's a question that's been bugging me.
Shoot.
Are there actually any groups today that call themselves the Illuminati?
That's a good question. There are definitely groups out there using the name.
Okay.
But they're not the same as the original Bavarian Illuminati.
It's more like they're borrowing the name.
For, branding purposes.
To sound cool and mysterious.
Right. But there's no evidence they have any real connection to the historical group.
So, no secret plots to take over the world.
Not that we know of.
Okay, but what about all those celebrities who are always being accused of being Illuminati members? The ones flashing those hand gestures and hiding symbols in their music videos.
Yes, the celebrity Illuminati.
Is there any truth to that?
Well, let's be honest, it's mostly speculation.
There's no actual proof.
Right. It's mostly just misinterpretations and coincidences.
I guess it's more likely they're just playing with the imagery.
To get attention.
It's all about the buzz.
Exactly. In the world of entertainment, any publicity is good publicity.
But speaking of symbols,
yes,
there's one that always comes up in these Illuminati discussions.
Which one?
The Eye of Providence.
You mean the eye and the triangle on the dollar bill?
That's the one. Is that really an Illuminati symbol?
Well, it's a good example of how symbols can be reinterpreted. Nowadays, people associate it with the Illuminati.
Right.
But its origins are actually Christian.
Really?
Yeah, back in the Renaissance.
Okay.
It represented the all-seeing eye of God.
So it's a religious symbol.
Exactly. You can even find it in some old Bibles.
Wow, never knew that. So it's not some secret Illuminati code.
Not at all.
It's all about context.
Right. A symbol can mean different things to different people at different times.
It's a good reminder to be careful about what we believe, especially online.
Absolutely. Do your research.
Don't just accept everything at face value.
Exactly. Think critically.
So we've gone from a small group in Bavaria
to a global phenomenon.
But why are we still so fascinated by the Illuminati today?
That's the big question, isn't it? We'll delve into that in part 3.
Oh, can't wait. But for now, I think it's safe to say that the real Illuminati might be long gone.
Their history.
But their legacy lives on.
And all those conspiracy theories and pop culture references.
It makes you think, right? About how a simple idea
can take on a life of its own.
And shape how we see the world.
It's a powerful thing.
All right, D-Divers, we're back for the final part of our Illuminati deep dive.
Part 3, can you believe it?
It's been quite a journey, right? We've gone from 18th century Bavaria to the age of the internet, all in just a few episodes.
And we've uncovered a lot along the way. The origins of the Illuminati, their methods, their legacy.
All that good stuff. But now I think it's time to get a little introspective.
Oh, sounds deep.
Because we've talked a lot about the Illuminati.
Yeah.
But why are we so fascinated by them?
That's the question, isn't it? What is it about this idea, this shadowy group, that just captures our imaginations?
I think it's about our need for explanations.
Okay, I can see that.
The world's a complicated place.
It is.
Things happen that we don't understand.
And it's scary sometimes.
Right. And sometimes it's easier to believe in a conspiracy.
Oh, totally. Like there's some secret group pulling the strings.
than to just accept that things are random and unpredictable.
It gives us a sense of control, right?
Exactly. If there's a secret group in charge, well, at least somebody's got a plan.
I guess that makes sense. It's kind of comforting in a weird way.
It is. And the Illuminati, they're like the perfect blank canvas.
Oh, I see what you mean.
We can project all our fears onto them.
All our anxieties about the world.
Exactly. It's like a giant Rorschach test for conspiracy theories.
You look at the evidence and you see what you want to see.
Right. But it's not just about explanations, right?
What else is there?
There's also a sense of, I don't know, excitement.
Ooh, yeah, the intrigue.
Like you're in on a secret that most people don't even know about.
It makes you feel special, like you're in the know.
Kind of like you're a detective solving a mystery.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
But here's the thing. If we're always looking for conspiracies, always suspicious of hidden agendas, doesn't that make it hard to, like, trust anything?
That's a good point. If you're always looking for the bad guys, you might miss the good guys.
Or the fact that sometimes there aren't any bad guys at all.
Exactly. Just complicated situations.
So how do we break free from this Illuminati obsession?
Ooh, good question. How do we become more, I don't know, enlightened?
Nice. I think it starts with self-awareness.
Like taking a step back.
Exactly. Ask yourself,
Yeah.
why am I drawn to this? What's the emotional appeal of this conspiracy theory?
I guess once you understand your own biases, you can start to be more critical of the information you're taking in.
Right. You have to shine a light on your own thought processes.
And be willing to question your assumptions.
And your sources.
Oh, yeah. Always double check where your information is coming from.
That's so important, especially online.
The internet is a wild place, but it's not about dismissing all conspiracy theories, right?
I guess not.
Sometimes those theories can point to real issues.
Like injustice or corruption.
The key is to be critical.
Don't just believe everything blindly.
But don't dismiss everything out of hand either.
It's about finding that balance.
Between curiosity and skepticism.
So maybe the real enlightenment isn't about uncovering some secret plot.
Maybe it's about how we think.
Right. It's about being more informed, more engaged.
More open-minded.
And a little bit more skeptical.
Exactly. That's how we can truly illuminate the world.
So that wraps up our deep dive on the Illuminati. It's been a wild ride.
It has.
We've explored their history, their legacy, and their impact on our culture.
And maybe even learned a little something about ourselves along the way.
Hopefully. So until next time, deep divers, stay curious, stay skeptical.
And stay illuminated.
Shit. Yeah.